Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How are you today? Is everything cool?
Good, sir. It's actually I'm my second or third class in the developer. My wife got a surgery. We had some complications, so this is my first kind of class. I follow
Oh,
up the others from the LMS, but kind of live courses.
I'm so
I was
sorry. You
my
had a
wife got a
surgery. You
my
had a
wife got a
surgery. Yeah,
my
I
my
hope
wi-
it's yes.
my, my wife got a surgery, not
Your
me.
wife. Okay, I'm sorry for her. I hope she recovered.
Yeah, getting there. She got a hip replacement,
Okay, good, good,
so the
good to hear.
getting
You know, this kind of,
getting there.
yeah, it's life, right? You know,
It is.
these kind of stuff happens to all of us. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I hope she'll be fine soon. She'll get better.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, my friends. Okay, my friends. Now let's start today's session. Today we are going to learn string methods. We are going to learn string methods today. Mostly, I will say I'm going to show you, the codes. I will try to explain it, and I'll do my best to teach you how you can make the research. Because in real life, my friends, it's really hard to remember all methods. You need to, learn how to Google, how to, make the research. Otherwise, you may say, okay, now I don't know this method or I cannot solve this task. Okay, here we are. As you know, from now on, most likely, we will not have that PowerPoint anymore. Just I'm going to show you this page and then we'll continue. Okay. Now let's open our developer console because we are going to learn all that, right? Here it is. Sorry, I don't like this one. Let's open here. Sorry, I want to open like a new tab. Let's close all of them. And then we'll start with anonymous window. Sorry, let's click here. And then I want you to click here. Why? I don't want to, go back and forward every time. I want this as a tab. Please click here.
Before you go so much ahead, sir, can you start one more time? I'm so sorry. Before you go
Okay,
so
no
forward.
problem. Okay, here. It's our org. Now, developer console is our stuff. We have to go with this part. Now, when you want to become a admin, you go with setup, right? Developers, we use developer console. Please right click and open in new tab. When you click here, you will have new tab. And then for I think a week, maybe two, we will go with anonymous window because we are learning. These are the basics because of we have to go with anonymous window. Now, please click anonymous window. Now, this is when you write something and when you execute it, this disappears. This anonymous windows disappears. I don't want that. Because of this, please click this part. And now it's going to be like a tab. It's going to be like a tab. Okay, now I'm just setting my environment, that's all. Now let's make this one a little bit small. And this one here. Okay. All these notes is from yesterday. Let's delete it. But before that, I think I gave you a tiny little homework, if you remember it. Now, I want to ask, the question or the homework was, what's the difference between double and decimal? What's the difference between double and decimal? Is there anyone who make the research and give the answer? What's the difference between double and decimal? Hala, Derya? No answer?
I think double has little more is the more than place for decimal, or vice versa. I think decimal has place or storage place is more than double. I think so, and decimal store integer and decimal part is separated. I think so.
Yeah, these are the important things. First, decimals, you store like in two parts. Integer part is one part, decimal part is another part. But double, you store in one place. And then, because you use two spaces, decimal needs more space. Decimal needs more space, double needs less. Okay, this is the difference. Now, mostly you will see you will use decimal because, as I tried to explain yesterday, this Apex or Java, it's coming from 1990s, which means we didn't have that much storage. Because of the technology now, we have a lot. Because for that, we don't use, I will not say we don't, mostly we don't need to use double, we will use decimal. These are the two important things between decimal and double. Okay, now let's go. Today, we are going to learn string methods. The first thing we will do, let's find our official website. I will go with string methods. Now, this is Salesforce official website, which means the first thing we should look is here. Now, let's open it. This is string class. When I scroll down, see, we have lots of methods. I don't know, maybe it's over 80 or so, but we are not going to learn all of them. We are not going to learn all of them because we don't have that much time. But the thing, I will try my best to show you how you can proceed. Let's assume you have a task, you want to, you need to use the string methods, but you don't know how you can find the proper method for your task. This is the thing. Today, I will try my best to show you. Okay, secondly, this is our helper, which means ChatGPT. I want you to open this one too. If you want, you can ask some questions to ChatGPT, but unfortunately, not all the questions are accurate or not all the answers are accurate. I'm going to show you some, okay? But this helps a lot. ChatGPT helps us a lot, okay? Now, my environment is ready. Now we can proceed. The first thing we will do is which methods here, all string methods, are mostly used. And here are the methods mostly. If you want to, write a code, the codes you will use, not I will say all of them. As you see, we have lots of things here, but mostly we have these ones. Okay, now let's comment this out, or I will say string methods. Not all. I think I need to say most used. use string methods. Now, today we are going to learn, I will try my best to show you all these methods, my friends, okay? All these methods. Okay, now we know yesterday we learned what is data, what's integer, what's decimal, what's double. Today we'll continue with strings. Now, if you want to create a method, sorry, a variable, you go with string and give the name, whatever you want, you can give. But for now, I will continue with name. And here it is. Let's go with James Bond. Here. Now, if you want to create a string variable, we cannot use double quotes. It should be single quote, my friends. Now, let me show you. If you want to use double quote, this will complain. Apex will say, no, I don't know what does this mean. This is not a variable. If you want to create a string, it should be single quote. Okay, it should be single quote. And as usual, at the end of our line, as a period, we use semicolon. We use semicolon. Now, this means I have created a variable and I stored James Bond there. Now, think that this is my memory. You can say hard drive. I said, please, I am going to store something here, and the data type will be string, and the address of this place is name. For now, I'm storing James Bond here. If I want, I can update, I can overwrite here. But for now, it's enough. Okay, this is how we create James Bond. Okay, now I want to show you one more thing. It's coming from yesterday's session. Now, when you say string and name, and when we say string name is equal to this. Now, I want to show you the difference between second one and the first one. Now, when you say system debug, you know that, right? Yesterday we learned what the system debug means. Now, I want to display name on my console, which means here. This is coming from yesterday's session, my friends. This is our anonymous window. When we run some code, we will be able to see it here on logs part. And here, if you say open log, it will open right away, and you will be able to select debug part. It's, this is from yesterday's session. Okay, and now I want to go with system debug, and now I'm going to give the name. Let's say the first one is name 1, and this is name 2. Okay, now I want to display name 1 and name 2. To see the difference, I will concatenate. I will say this is name 1. Okay, it will be obvious because I want to see the difference. I will go with name 2. Okay, now we will understand the difference. See, I didn't assign anything. I assigned blank. There is something here. Now let's run the code. You remember from yesterday, I think. Now, when you select, you can say, please execute to just highlighted part, not all. If you click execute, all the codes, it will be executed. But now I just want this part, this snippet to run, because I will go with execute highlighted. When I click here, this is my log, and to see the debugs, I have to see debug only. All these things, it's, you know, behind the scene, but I don't need. Later, you will learn to read all these things, but not now. It's so. Later you will learn. Okay, let's click debug. Let's click debug, this part. See, I have null. This part is null, but the second part is not null, which means this is a really tiny thing, but I think as far as I remember, you learned this while you were learning formula fields on the admin part. You say if it is null or if it is blank. If you want to check formulas, if you want to, you know, check a field, you had two options. This is the thing. Now, here, I have created, this is my hard drive. I have created a place and it's totally empty. I didn't assign anything. It says it's null. In the second part, I have created a variable, but here it's blank. In this part, see, I don't have anything here, but still, actually, I have something which is called, this is blank. See, we have, you know, when you check, nothing inside, but the second one says it's blank. Mostly, we go with null, but you shouldn't forget. You may need to check if it is blank or no. Okay, this is a tiny thing I wanted you to know. Okay, let's continue. Now, we will learn all these methods one by one. Here it is. Now, this is a method to uppercase. As name suggests, this converts string to uppercase. Now, let's go here and try to find to uppercase method and check the example. Now, before that, my friends, I will do this a lot. From now on, you are a developer, which means you need to use shortcuts. I want to write it here. To copy, you don't need to go and right-click and copy. No, it's not, you can do, but it's not good as a developer. If you want to copy, you can press Control with C. If you want to paste, it's Control. Let's make it like this, V. Okay, and then if you want to cut, it's Control X. If you want to go one step back, let's go like this, step back. One step before, you can go Control Z. These are the shortcuts I usually use. Now, from now on, you will not see that I will cut it from here and paste it again. No. Instead of this, I'm going to select, if I want to cut it, I will use Control X and Control V on my keyboard. Now you have to get used to these kind of things. Otherwise, using this mouse, it's not good. These are the things you should use a lot. Actually, you will learn. Maybe you have already know this, but I wanted you to know at least these 4. We have some more, but this is enough. Okay, now, and also, this is a little bit good. if you want to search, if you want to make a search, my friends, you can go with, do you know how to use or which tab? Control F. These are the most used one. Okay. Now I'm going to find in this part, I want to search to uppercase. Now what I will do, I'm going to copy this. I didn't copy with my mouse. I just copied. I just used Control C. Now here, I will click Control F. I don't know if you saw, it's here. Now I'm making the research. In this part, I'm going to paste the code. I will say Control V to uppercase. See, it's here to uppercase. Now, this is the method. Let's read it. And I know all these methods, but I usually forget. When I need, I come here and make the research. Now, I will try my best to show you that one. Now, to uppercase, this converts all the characters in string to uppercase using the rules of the default English. Okay, it converts everything to uppercase. Now, if you click here, now this is an example. This is an example. Now let's read it. It says converts all characters into uppercase, good. And now it says signature, okay, to uppercase, got it. Return value. What does this mean? I think, but you didn't know JavaScript, right? You will learn it, which means if you use to uppercase, you should expect string at the end of this method. If you use to uppercase method, you should expect string at the end of this method. Okay, we are going to check this part. Later, you will see. Okay, now this is an example. Let's copy it from here. Just I'm showing you, but later I will use my own methods. Okay, let's copy it from here. Let's make it a little bit nice looking. Okay, now let's try to read it. Now, on line 40, it says, I'm creating a string with the A, B, C, D. We know this. Second, I'm creating another string which uppercase A, B, C, D. Got it? Here, I'm trying to learn to uppercase. In this part, this example says, now I'm using to uppercase method and assigning into my first variable. Now I can understand this part. What about line 34 to 43 and 44? Oh, this is a little bit weird. This is a little bit weird. What is this? Now, we didn't learn Boolean, but as far as I know, you learned JavaScript. On that part, you have Boolean too. Boolean means it can be either true or false. Now, in this part, it says, okay, I'm checking. If the string 1 is equal to string 2, but I don't know this. What is this? I didn't learn that. Now, if you want to learn everything from here, you should go and check equals here. But this is going to take time for now. Later, you will learn it. Okay, later you will learn. If we have time, I don't know, we will learn what does equals means. Now, this is the thing. Okay, got it. Which means in this line, I don't know. What does equals mean? I'm stuck here. Good. It can happen. And now let's go to 44th line. This is a method, a system method, which checks if these two are same or not. Let me repeat one more time. this system assert equals checks if the result and true are same, not equal, same. If so, I don't receive any problem. If not, I receive a warning. Now, we will not go with assert equals. Instead of this, if you want to study by yourself, don't go with assert equal. Instead of that, try to use system debug for now. Why? Because as a human, I want to see the result. This displays the result on my log. Because of this, we usually, as developers, we usually go with debugs. But if you want to test your code, you should go with assert equals. Later, we will learn this. Later, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks later, we will write some code, and then we are going to test it if the outcome is as we expect. Because of this, my friends, when you see assert equals in here, don't think. Instead of assert equal, use system debug. Now, I'm deleting this part. Okay, I didn't learn that much. It's weird. Now, as a teacher, I will show you my own example. But later you will understand. Actually, we are, trying to show you the same thing. Now, let's go. I will go with string. Let's go with name. This is our example. I will go with James Bond. Now, I will say, please, I want to make this name uppercase, like in this part. Now, you need to go name dot uppercase. I will copy it from here for now with my mouse and paste it here. Done. Now, this converts James Bond to uppercase. But I want to see, because I'm learning, right? Okay, what can I do? This is the thing I need. Let's copy it from here and paste it here. I want to display. I want to see with my own eyes. Now, that's all. Now, when I execute this code, I will be able to see the outcome because of system debug. Okay, because of system debug. Okay, now let's execute this. System debug. Here it is. The outcome is James Bond, but all uppercase. Now, after seeing the outcome, I don't need this anymore. I can delete it. It's gone. Now, this uppercase to uppercase converts the string to all strings letters to uppercase. That's all. Now, we got it. In this part, they tried the same thing. But they used equals, which I don't know for now. Later, when we learn equals, you will say, okay, this makes sense. But later, not now. Okay? Now, let me delete this part. That's all. To uppercase converts the string to uppercase. That's all. This was the first one. Now, we have one more thing here. To uppercase, see, good. And in here, we say, okay, to uppercase local. These are the same methods, but it has something more. Let's try to learn this one. I don't know if you will use anytime, but this is the thing. I'm just trying to teach you this part, how you make the research. Okay. Now, it says, let's read, converts all the characters into string to uppercase using the rule of the specified local. Oh, specified local. Now, in the first part, it was saying that I'm converting as US English. If you want, you can convert to local. Now, what I mean with this, as Turkish, my friends, we have special letters like Ü, like Ö. We don't have, let's go, sorry, English, in English, you don't have uppercase E, I. In English, they have uppercase I and the lowercase I are like this. But in Turkish, we have different. We have I, we say I, and also I. See? Which means some countries, some nations, they have special letters. Okay, if you want to convert this as a Turkish guy or as a Japanese, you need to use local. Which means you are trying to convert this into uppercase. Okay, now I'm going to give you an example. I will say most likely you will not use this at all, but this is how you read it. Okay, this is how you read it. Now let's scroll down and see the example. Okay. Here, this is in Turkish, means impossible. This is in Turkish, if you translate, it's impossible. Good. Now, if you convert this to uppercase, like this, now let's read it. What I'm doing, I'm converting S1 string to uppercase, but I'm using local. Now, as I said, in Turkish, we have uppercase I and lowercase I. Let's go like this. And also we have, it's pronounced as I. Okay? See, this has I. If you convert this into English, if you don't use, you will receive like this, because English doesn't have like this. Now I'm going to convert in Turkish. Now let's go and see it. System debug. In this part, I'm not teaching you the local. I'm not teaching you this local. I'm teaching how you read this part. Okay? Don't focus this. Just you should understand how we can manage it. Okay. Let's run this. Go to developer console and debug. See, in English, we don't have, let me put it here, uppercase I like this. That's all. Now, let's go and check some string methods. We have lots of string methods which are similar. Let me scroll down, and here it says value of decimal, value of double, value of integer, value of long, etc., etc. Actually, these are all same. Now, when you learn value of, actually you learn all of them. Okay, that's the thing. Just I'm trying to teach you how we read this part. Okay, that's all. Let's proceed because we have lots of things to learn. Let's go with to lowercase. Copy it. This is going to be our second method. Now, as name suggests, this converts all string into lowercase. Let's go create one. Name, I will go with James Bond. Not Bond, Bond. Okay. If you convert, if you use to lowercase method, here it is, what I should expect? I should expect James Bond, because this converts everything into lowercase. Okay, now let's see it. System debug. Let's system debug. And I want to see the name or just all this thing. You can go with all of them. Copy, paste it here, and let's run the code. Let's run it. That's the return. Now I can put it here. These are the same. Okay. Today's session, my friends, will be like this, but later, not at the end of first session, I'm going to ask you some questions. And you try to solve that one. I'm going to give you some tasks. And then you, with using this lowercase, uppercase, and the methods which we learn, I will ask you to try to solve the tasks. Okay, which means I'm trying to make it a little bit fun. Okay, but later you will learn you have lots of ways to solve a single task. Okay, now we have capitalize. What is this? We have capitalize. Now let's go to ChatGPT with using Apex. I want to capitalize a string. Let's run it. It says, oops, init cap. No, I don't know. SOQL or no. See? Let's change the example. In Apex language, I want to write a code snippet which converts a string, converts the string, let's go, the string's first letter to uppercase. Let's run this one. Maybe I will receive a proper answer. Still, it's giving me something different. Let's go and say Salesforce Apex. I don't know why it's weird today. Let me copy the question. Salesforce. Paste it here. Let's run it. Got it. Now I have capitalized method. But later I'm going to ask this question. They will give me, ChatGPT will give me another answer. You will see. Okay, just be patient. Okay, that's all. Now capitalize makes or converts the first letter of a string into uppercase. Now let's go and show it. String name. Let's go with James Bond. Okay, here is the thing. Now I'm going to use this name, and the capitalize method. Now I want to see the result. Because of this, my friends, I will go with system debug, and I want to see it. I want to see system debug. What's the outcome of this method? Let's check it, execute it. Here we are. Debug it. See, just the first letter is uppercase. Only the first letter, not the others. Later, I'm going to show you another approach, not a method, another approach. You will see the difference. You will see the difference. Now, we can, if you forget capitalized method, we have lots of approaches to solve the same task. Okay, but later, not now. After learning some methods, we will learn them. Okay. I hope you are having fun, but I know at least for a week, before learning or after learning the basics, we will continue with if statements, for loops, etc. Then you will have some fun. For now, it's like you are learning the letters. You don't know anything, like you are 2 years old, and you are learning some letters. That's all. Okay. Later, then, when we finish learning all these methods, I'm going to give you some tests, and then your coding logic will improve. Okay. Now we have learned capitalize and charet. Oh, this is nice. This is really good. What is charet? Actually, this is character at, but we use charet. Now, yesterday we learned ASCII table. What is this? Let's remember that one. I think this is good. Is it? No, it's not. I want this one. Let's open it. If you want, you can download, but it's not necessary. You can find it online. Okay. Now, what is this one? Yesterday, my friends, we learned something about data. Is that if you want to store a data, computer doesn't know A, B, C. They just know binary, which means zeros and ones. You remember this. And if you use, this one is called just bit. If you use 8-bit, this is called byte. And 1 byte can hold 256 different data. Yesterday, this is coming from yesterday's session. Okay, here it is. If you want to make translation, if you want to interpret human language to computer language. Now, we use uppercase E, but computer says he understands just ones and zeros. Okay, and then also, this is math, my friends. I don't want to go deep. Now, you can, as a human being, you can say this equals to 69. Just to remind you, it's not that important. You don't need to memorize. Just I'm giving you some examples. Let's go with 4 digits. Let's say 0, 1, 1, 0. Now, you should go, this is 0th power of 2. This is first power of 2. This is second power of 2. And this is third power of 2. Now, this is 8, this is 4, this is 2, and this is 1. Now, you have to multiply. 8 is multiplied by 0, let's say 0. 4 is multiplied by 1, we say 4. 2 is multiplied by 1, it's 2. And then 1 is multiplied by 0, so now you have to add it, 6. Now, instead of writing 6, computers write like this. It says, okay, 0, 1, 1, 0. This is 6, my friends, in computer language. I hope you got it. But it's not that important. Just I gave the example. Now, as a human being, we say uppercase E. When you click your keyboard, you say uppercase E. But computer says, okay, it's 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. But as a human being, we can translate these ones and zeros to 69. That's all. And this is called ASCII table. Okay? You don't need to memorize any of them. Just Google, find some ASCII table, and then you can continue. Okay? This is the thing. Okay. This is first. We know ASCII table. Got it. Let's continue. Character at, let's go to our official website. I will try to find char@. I just wrote it here with Control F. It says char@. Now, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to show you how we, learn coding. It says returns the value of the character at the specified index. Good. Returns the value of character. Value of character, as I said, uppercase E is 69. Okay, now we have something here. I'm just showing you how you should learn it. Okay, let's clean everything here. It says parameters. Parameters means, my friends, this part. Char@ accepts integer. This index should be integer, 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever. If you say char@ 5, then this is going to return something. And as you see, return type will return another integer. When you use char@, it's going to return you an integer. But this integer is the, as I mentioned, 69 for E. But how can I say E as number? This is the thing, my friends, you are going to learn, okay? We have to provide an integer here. We have to provide an integer here. And at the end of this method, I will have another integer. Now, I'm just teaching you to how to read this part, okay? Now, let's go. Let's go. Let's create string. I will go with name. Let's say, again, James Bond. James Bond. Now, I want to use char@, good, name dot char@, good. And I know this is going to return an integer. Let's say integer. I will say ASCII number. Okay, this is going to return. Okay, everything seems cool, but what about this 2? What is this? I think while you were studying JavaScript, you learned arrays, right? Do you remember arrays? Derya, Fatih, Hala?
I'll show you guys. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you remember, right? Okay. Now let's create an array. Array. I will go with names. With this bracket, I will say John, Jane, and a Turkish name. Let's go with mine. Okay, this is thing. Now, I will ask you, do you know the index of this John? Also, index of Jane, index of Resul. Do you remember this? What's the index of John? Do you remember indexes? Hala, can you remember it? Are you there? No answer. Okay, then let me continue. My friends, I'm just, reminding this. We will use the same approach. The index starts with 0. This is important. And this is the first index. This is the second index. When I say, please go name array, bring me the first index, I will receive J. This is called indexes. Now, in string, we have the same approach. This is 0th index. This is first index. M is on second index. E is in third index. S is in fourth index. We have a space here. This has fifth index. And B, sixth index. O, seventh index. N, eighth index. D, ninth index. We have indexes. We have indexes. This is important. We are going to use this a lot. Now, this means, my friends, this too means, please go to second index, which is M. I want ASCII number of M. This too is coming from indexes. This too is coming from indexes. Okay, now let's run it, and I want to see ASCII number of this M. Let's copy it from here, put it here, and run it. Debug. This is 109. Let's go and check. Let's go and check. 109. I think we need to make it a little bit like this. See, my friends, 109 is the index of lowercase m. That's all. Now, what we learned a charet. This is, if you want to find ASCII number of a character, you have to go like this. Okay, that's it. You may ask why we need to know, why we might need ASCII number. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Then we'll have our first break. Think that you said, please create a password. You asked your customer to create a password, and this is one thing. You say, please, first character of your password should be uppercase. This is your thing. You have the power. You said the first character of your password should be uppercase. Now, as a customer, I wanted to try lowercase I and said Ismail, it's a name, etc., etc. When I click save button, you have to check this one. If the first character of your password is uppercase or no. How you can check it? You can say, okay, let's get the first character. Good. And let's go to our ASCII table, which is here. If the ASCII number of the first character is in between 65 to 90, then this is uppercase. If the first character's ASCII number is not in this boundary, then you will say, no, it's not acceptable. See, you can check something like this. It's a made-up story. For sure, you will not ask that, but here, I'm just trying to give you some examples. Okay, that's all. You learned how to use charet, but mostly you are learning how to use this part, how to learn by yourself. Okay, let's have our first break. But when I ask you questions, please try to give some answers, try to respond it. Otherwise, I feel alone. Okay, now this is the time. Let's listen some music. I'll be here in 10, my friends. Bye.
Recording in progress.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Can I take an attendance, please? Who is here? Thank you, Hala. There you are, Fatih. I'm waiting you.
I'm here, sir.
Thank you. It is okay. There is also here. Now let's proceed, my friends. Now, what we learned in our first session, we learned not all but some of string methods. Now it's time to learn this one. Okay, it's time to learn this one. These are siblings. You can either use one or other. Okay, here we are. Let me go like this. Let's copy all from here. Let me put it here, below Charlotte, and paste it here. Now these are done. I'll continue with substring and split. Substring. Let's go try to learn substring. Okay. Now substring, this method takes a part of a string. It says now I'm having this part. Now let's give an example. String. Now I think you learned, right? If you want to learn by yourself, if you want to study, you should go here, find substring. Okay. I don't know substring. It didn't finish substring method. And then let's go and find our substring again here. No, that's contains. I'll try to find it. Let's use this one. Maybe it will help me a little bit more. Okay, here it is. We have substring. It's a start and index, start index, and index. We will learn both. Okay. Now you learn how to use this part. Now, but I will make it a little bit fast. I'm going to show you all. Now, string, you go with name. And now I will use another big name, or let's go with James. This is easy. Now, if you want some part of this text, you can divide it. You can use substring. Now, let me show you. Name, good. I want substring from 1 to 0. Okay, now let's see it. What is this? System debug. Okay, here it is. And also at the same time, I want to see substring 0 to, I don't know, 3. And I want to see, I don't know, let's go with 2 to 4. Okay, let's see what we have here. Let's execute it. Here it is. The first one, it says you have just J. Second says jam. Copy it from here and put it here. And the last one says me. Copy it from here and paste it here. Okay, we know that these are the indexes. These are the indexes. Now, this is, let me make my pen a little bit thin here. This is 0th index. This is first index. M is second, third, and fourth. Now, when I say 0, 1, 0, 1, it says take the 0th index and select only 1. That's all. Or you can say including 0th index, excluding the first index. 0 is included. The first index is excluded, which means you want just J. Okay, good. Now I will say this one, including 0th index, excluding 3rd index. 0, 1, 2, 3, which means I want just this 3. J, A, M. Now, with this part, let's read it. Including 2nd index, excluding 4th index. 0, 1, 2, it's included. 3, it's included. 4th is excluded. First is included. See, second one is excluded. Now, here we have me, right? Because of this, my return, my outcome is me. That's all. Now, if you want a part of a string, you can use substring method. If you want a part of a string, you can use substring method. It's handy, my friends. Later, if you want to deal with strings, you might need to use this one. It's not that hard. You see, it's taking a part from a string. Okay, now we have another approach. It says, no, just start. Just start. Nope, sorry. Okay, substring. Start index. Find it. There it is. Now, we have another thing. You can just provide only one index. This means, my friends, now let me write it. Let me write it here. This is another example. Now I will go with system debug. Name substring, but only I'm going to provide one here, not 2 and 4. I will say just 3. Now, what I'm going to receive, or what will be the response? Here it is, my friends. Now, this is the 0th index, 3rd index. I used 3. No, sorry, it's 2nd index. And this is 3rd index. I'm saying that starting from 3rd index until the end. I don't use 4 or 5. Until the end. Now, what I'm expecting here, I expect just yes. Let's see it. Let's see it. Go to the development part, execute it. Here it is. Substring method is handy. You will use it a lot. Is this part clear, my friends? Any questions until now? I know this is some kind of boring. I know that because you don't use your abilities, your skills a lot. Just now you are learning. But in no time, I'm going to ask you a question, and then I want you to try. I'll say, please try and find a method. Okay, now we have something says concatenation. Do you know what's concatenation?
It looks like congratulations, but I know it's not.
Concatenation means, my friends, adding 2 strings. Now let's go here. String. Let's go first name. Let's go with J or James. This is first name. I have this typo a lot, my friends. Sorry. I make this a lot. Okay. String. Last name. Let's go like this. Bond. Here it is. Now, I want to concatenate. I want to add this two. Now, if you say string full name, you can just say, please get first name plus last name. Now, if you want to display system debug, full name, what do I expect? I expect James Bond together. Execute it. Here it is. This is called concatenation, my friends. It's not that hard. You are concatenating two different strings. Okay, but I don't want like this. See, I need a space here. I need a space. Now, what can I do? If you want, you can, write, we say hard code here. Now, let me show you XXX. This is dynamic, my friends, because I'm assigning to a variable and I'm using that variable. But here, I'm hard coding, which means I'm typing it. You cannot change it. So this is not a good approach. Now, if I go like this, let's execute it. See, I have James XX Bond. Now, if you want a gap, if you want a space between first name and last name, instead of using X, you can say, I need a space. Now, what you will receive? You will receive this one. This is called concatenation. This is called concatenation, my friends. It's not that hard, you see. Now, why I taught you this? Now, I'm going to give you a task to make this session a little bit fun. To make this session a little bit fun. Now, instead of using, where is it? Capitalize. I want you to find another approach to solve this problem. What is the problem here? Let's go with example. Now, I will say, let's go like this. James, I want you to convert this James to James. But please do not use, we know that, right? We learned capitalize method. Where is it? It should be somewhere here. Let me find it here. Without using capitalize. Let's copy this from here. Don't use capitalize method. Just you are going to use some of these methods. Let me copy this from here. You have learned just 5 of methods. Not all of them you are going to use. You will use some of them. And then you learn concatenation. I want you to make the first letter of name as capitalized. Please try yourself. I'm going to give you, let's say, 3 minutes. Please try to find a way. Try to find a way. You have 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes. I'm going to ask you. I will say, did you find or do you have any answer? I'm going to ask you. You have 2 more minutes. You have 2 more minutes. At the same time, I'm trying to find you some pictures. Okay. Yeah, this is good. You have 1 more minute. Okay. I think this is not good for now, but I found it really nice picture. Okay, now, can I see your answers, my friends? Do you have any? Derya, Fatih, Ala? If no, you say don't. I couldn't find an answer. I don't have any answer.
Not yet, sir.
Not yet. Do you need more time or? You are stuck.
Working on it, but I don't know.
Okay, then let me show you. Let me show you. Now, this is the thing you are learning. Now, I'm trying to teach you pieces, right? Instead of using my piece to, let's say, assume that we are going to create this kind of structure. Now, we don't have, we may have one approach, and if, this is the logic of coding, instead of using a piece, you can use other pieces and create the same structure. Task is the same, but ways to create, to accomplish this task, we have lots of different ways. Now, I'm going to show you that one. Now, here, let's go. You will see what I mean in no time. There it is. Now, instead of, my friends, using capitalize, which I can easily use, you learn this, I'm going to use to uppercase and substring. Let's delete the others. Now, let's go. I will do the same thing. I have a string called name, and the name is James. Okay? Okay. Now, what I need to get the first part, the first letter. How can I do this? I have substring approach. Now, let's go like this. String, first letter, the first letter of string. I will say name dot substring. Now, with this one, what I got, let's check it. Let's check what I get it. Say system debug, first letter. Copy and paste it here. Let's run this code, execute it. Now, I have J, lowercase j here. This takes the first letter. Good. Now, I need to make this uppercase, right? I have to convert this. Then let's do it. First letter, good. Please, I want this uppercase. Let's check this part. Copy and paste it here. I want to see if it's uppercase or no. Execute it. Check it. It's uppercase. See, this represents uppercase. Sorry about this. No, this should be uppercase, my friends. Sorry, what's happening here? Control V. Okay. Now see, I took the first letter and then converted to uppercase. Now it's time to take second part and concatenate. Okay, let's go. I need the second part, not the first letter. I need the rest. Let's copy it from here. Say not first letter, the rest. Let's go with rest. Now, it should start from first, and then I don't need the others. You remember, right? Which means please start from the first index, which is A in our context, until the end, including S. Let's see this. Let's see this. I want to be sure. Let's run all codes. Here it is. I have James. Copy. This holds Ames. Now, please check. I have the first letter, which is uppercase J, and the rest. Now, it's time to concatenate. It's time to concatenate. Let's say I want string capitalized. Let's go with cap. Okay. Now it's time to concatenate. I can go like this, or I can assign this to another. Let's get string. First upper. Now, first upper plus the rest. I'm concatenating, my friends. Now, I want to see capitalized. Let's execute it. I'm expecting capitalized James. Now, why I wanted to show you this? Why I wanted to show you this? Now, you know, we had capitalize. And as you see, I did the same thing. I did the same thing. Now I capitalized the first letter. This shows us that if you are some kind of expert, or if you have experience, instead of using this approach, you can use capitalized method, and then your job will be done. Or if you are new, you may go like this. This is the second thing. And also, if you have a task, there is not only one way. We have another approaches. You can do this. Now, if you want to create your own coding logic, which you should, somehow you must, you have to find your own way. See, you can just use capitalized method, which is nice, or you can go like this. I hope you got my point. You have to create your own coding logic. You have to find a task and try to solve that task. Also, this includes research. You have to go, you can go string here and do whatever you want. Okay, that's the thing I wanted to show. And also, we have best practice. And this is second solution. Now, if you know the best practice, which means the shortest one and the accurate one, yeah, you know how to code. This is called best practice by the technique. Okay, that's all. I just want to know what we learned. We learned just, I don't know, 5 or 6 methods. I wanted you to understand the logic. Because of this, we had this experience, this example. Good. Let's proceed. I'm going to ask you some questions related to this. Just I will ask you to use the methods which you learned here. See, you can accomplish this test because you have learned all of them. Maybe you may say we are new. Yes, sure. But the thing, let's go. I'm trying to teach you all these pieces. And at a certain point, I will say, please create a structure with using all these parts. Now, if you have a really good understanding, then you can find a way. And we don't have only one way. You can find your own way to solve this problem. I think it's good. Let's proceed, my friends. Let's proceed. We have lots of things to learn. Okay. This is done. No, we didn't learn split. Let's continue with split methods. Split methods. Okay, now I want you to write a little bit long sentence, please. String. Please, I want from you what you want to write it here. A poem, a long sentence, whatever you want. I want from you. Please give me something. I need from you. I'm expecting you to write a sentence here. Whatever you want, you can write it. Hello world? It's too easy. Give me something hard. At least 5 words it should be. There should be at least 5 words.
To be or not to be, that's the question, sir.
If you say so, okay. To be or not to be. Good. Now, you learned substring method, right? I want you to get this B. I want you to get this B part. Can you write a code for this? With using substring. This is the string. Let me repeat one more time. I want you, or you can just get or. Which one you prefer? Let's go with or. I want you to get this or. You don't know split method. We're using substring method. Please. I want you to cut. Okay. Mehmet has an answer. Mehmet says, okay, my teacher, I counted. Let's say this is 0. This is 1. We have a space. This is 2. B is 3. 4. We have 5. O is 6. R is 7. This is 8. Okay. I want all right. Good. Now it starts with 6. ends with 7. Now let's go and get this. Let's go with string. I want to say sub. We have a sentence. And then Mehmet says, I will go with this one. Good. Now let's display it. System debug. Okay. I want to display this substring on my developer console. Let's try it. Yes, we have or, which is good. Okay, but this is an approach. It's good. We don't have any problem. Now, I will do the same thing with using split methods. Why? You know, what is split method? Split methods, my friends, divides this to pieces, but I'm going to provide which part I want to divide. Not only from spaces, it's all up to me. You will see. And please don't forget, this is really important. Actually, let's go split, find split here, because we need that one. Split method. Let's go and find it. Okay, it says split. Now, let's read this part because we have to, you know that, right? We did this. Now, where is split? It should be somewhere here. It was here. Now, my friends, split methods returns array. You know, you remember this, right? Array. Array means, my friends, you know, you want to store the same type data in a place. That's called array, which you have learned on JavaScript. Now, here, with using the split, I say, okay, I want to split this and store here. The first will be 2. Second element will be B. Third element will be or. Fifth element will be not. And then it goes like this. Now, if you use split methods, this is going to return a string array. Let's do this. Let's do, and let's show an example. Now, I say, please, I want to see, because of this, I'm using system debug right away. Okay, now I want this sentence to be splitted according to space. See what I said? I want to split this sentence according to the space, which means if you find a space, please split it. If you see a space, split it, split, and store this in an array. You don't need to say, please store it in array. It's default. Now let's run this. I want to see the outcome. Here it is. This is an array, my friends. This is an array. See, split methods. Okay, now I'm going to change a little bit. I want to split according to, let's say letter. Let's go with E. I want to split according to E. Now, what does this mean? It says, first, please go and find E and split it from there. Go and find E and split it from there, which means I will have just 2 elements. Let's do this. Let's run. Okay, see, I have only 2 elements array. Here it is. Okay. Now let's change it to all. Copy this, put it here. I want just all. Let's see it, what we have. Copy this. We have, I don't know, 6 elements as far as I count. See? Or you can say, no, I want to split according to a word or a piece of string. Let's go and show you that. Copy and paste. Now, if you say, I want to split according to B. And what does this mean? This method will go, find the B and split it from here. Find B, split from here. But it's not good. Let's go with 2, maybe. Okay, let's go with this. It's enough, I think. You can do this if you want. The last one. See, it has just only 2 elements. Okay. Now, we got this part right. It's not that hard. Split, as name suggests, splits the sentence or the string into pieces. Good. Now, it's the second time. I will say, I want to get or. I want to get or. You know, we did this, but now it's time to show you. Second approach. Let's copy it from here. This was the first approach, which is good. Let's comment this part. Now, you can go like this. Please, I have a sentence. Good. And split this sentence according to the space. Let's copy it from here. Now, I know this is going to return. Let's write like this. This is going to return an array like this, right? Now, if this is an array, it's an array. Now, this is the first index, sorry, 0th index, first index, and this is second index, third index, fourth index, and fifth index. Now, I want or, which is in the second one, right? Okay, now I can say this. Please go to second index and bring it. Now, I'm going to display it for you. System, debug. Here it is. Let's see what we will receive. Execute it. Variable doesn't end. Oh, sorry. Sentence. It's here. Execute it. See, this also brings me home. I hope you got it. We have 2 approaches. You can either use split or substring. It depends on our test. Is there any problem about string? Is everything clear, my friends? Am I going fast or too slow? If you say too slow, I can make it a little bit fast. If you say it's fast, I can slow down a little bit. Is everything cool? Are you still there, my friends? What do you mean with yes, Derya? Am I too slow or fast?
No, it's good, normal.
It's good. Okay.
Yes.
Fatih, Hala, what do
It's
you
good,
say?
sir.
It's good. Okay. Because, sometimes I got bored. I'm getting bored. Why? Because I'm trying to make it as slow as possible. I know sometimes you want to write because it's making me a little bit bored. Okay, if you say it's good, then I will go with this speed. But if you get bored, please let me know. I'm going to make it a little bit fast. Good. Let's continue. We have trim. We have trim and delete white spaces. Let's go and paste it here. Trim and delete white spaces. These are actually, I would say, friends or twins. Trims. Now let me show you instead of explaining, because it's really easy for me. String. Let's go with name. Okay. As usual, I will go with James Bond. Now, trim, my friends. If you use trim, this gap or this spaces, it will be deleted. Now, let's go and use name dot trim. If you have unnecessary spaces, this will solve your problem. System, debug, and then please get this part, put it here. Now, my friends, you will have, please execute it, debug it, take this from here and put it here. See, the first part and the last part is gone. Trim is used for that purpose. Now, where we can use this one, let's create a task. Now think that you asked user that this is input, please. You said, please provide your name. As a user, I click spacebar a little bit and say my name Resul here. Now, if you don't use trim method, this will be stored like space, 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 Resul. Why? Because space is a character in string. It's a character. Now, if you use trim method, which means this part will be eliminated and you are going to use just my name. See, this is an approach, or this is a task. This can be a task. Okay. What about delete white spaces? This, I'm going to use the same approach here, my friends. I will say system, debug, good. Now I will say I have a name. Please, I want to delete all white spaces. I want to delete all white spaces. Let's execute it. This deletes everything. Every spaces, my friends. Not only just the beginning or the end, it deletes every white spaces. See, trim, just this trim deletes, my friends, the beginning and the at the end of this string, the spaces at the beginning and at the end of this string, but delete white space deletes every space in my string. You may say, why we need this? Well, as I said, it depends on your task. I'm just trying to teach you the pieces. Later, maybe you will use it. Who knows? Okay? Who knows? You may need to use this. Okay. Let's continue. Let me check. Oh, we need to give a break, right? We need to give our break. It's done. This part is also done. Now, let's have our last break, and then we'll continue with the rest. We will continue with the rest. Okay, here it is. We are going to learn the rest, I hope, if we have time. So let's start the clock. Sometimes you may need to, remind me, because I got forget. I can't forget to give a break. Please remind me. Okay, let's continue with our Vivaldi. Let's go with winter. Okay, I'll be here in 10 minutes, my friends. Hi, guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Okay, can I take an attendance, please? Fatih is here, thank you. Fatih is here. Derya, Hala, Mehmet, Solmaz. Welcome, Solmaz, by the way. Okay, we are all here. Let me check. Mehmet is here. Solmaz here. Derya is here. Now, let's proceed. Let's proceed, my friends. Now, we were learning string methods. Now, it's time for length. This is an important method, my friends. Length is important. Because of this, I'll put asterisks. Length is an important method. Now, as name suggests, this returns the length of a string. Now, let me give you this example. I'm creating name. As usual, it's going to be James Bond. Okay. Now, how many characters we have in this James Bond? In other words, the length of this string. Now, let's go and find the length method first of all. Let's copy it from here and paste it here. Here it is, my friends. Let's read it. It says length, good. The return type is integer. When you use length, you will have an integer number. Okay, let's go and use this system debug. And I want to find the length of this name string. Okay, let's put it here. Let's run the code. Here it is. Debug it. We have 10. Okay. Now, if you say James Bond, you know, the code, my name is Bond. Let's take this one, comma, James Bond. If you say this, now I'm going to count, or I'm going to find the length of this string. Let's go and execute it. Here, this has 29 characters. My friends, 29. See, this is really handy. We use this a lot. This shows us the length of string, but mostly we use for this for another purpose. What I mean, let's show it. I will go with string again. I will go with name, and it's going to be just J. I will write James Bond, but let's start from here. Let's use this and find the length. I'm pretty sure it's going to give me just only one, right? Because I have just only one character. Let's run this. I received 1. Good, I got it. 1. Now, if you put A here, guess what? It's going to be 2. Now, I want to ask you a question. I want to find the relation between index and length. Now, index starts from 0, and this is the first, and length is 2. Okay, let's add one more. Let's add one more, Jam. Now, what do you think? What will I have here? I will receive 3, right? If you want, we can go execute it. Here we have 3. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you see any relation between index and length? Do you see any relation between index and length? Okay, I think it's obvious. We mostly use this. Index is equal to length minus 1. Yes, they are both integer for sure. Index and length are integers. And the relation between index and length is length minus 1 is the last index, I will say. Let's call last index because we may get confused. Last index is equal to length minus 1. This represents the last index, my friends. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question. Here it is. I want you to fetch just D from here. Just D. No matter how much long the sentence, I want you to get the last letter of the string. Write some code that will bring last letter. Now, you learned, let's scroll up. These are the methods which we learned. Copy and paste it here. Okay. You need to use some of them. Maybe 1 or 2. Okay. Just these are reminders. I want you to find, or I want you to write a code to get last part. It's not that hard, believe me. Just think, can you use uppercase? I don't think. Lowercase? No. Capitalize? Oh, it's not that one.
Can we
Let's-
use, sorry, teacher.
Yes, you said something, but I didn't hear it.
Can we use slice for -1?
Slice?
Slice in JavaScript, but I'm not sure is
No.
in
Did you
here.
learn slice here? Do we have slice?
No, just I know, but it's just I'm wondering, is the
No.
slice no apex,
Let-
right? Thank you.
Let's go. If we have slice method, it says no, you don't have any slice method in Apex. But in JavaScript, yes, you have. But we are learning Apex. Okay. You don't know last index for now. Later you will learn. Okay, Mehmet has an answer. Mehmet says, okay, we can go with this. He says, now, but index, what's index? Do we know here? What is index here? Do we have any method for like that? No, just you know these methods. Please try to find it. Try to find it. I think trim and delete white space, it's not useful for now. Substring, I don't know, chart, no, it's not. Okay, this tree. Now we have two approaches. Split, you have to give n here, but no, it's a little bit tricky. I think this is not good, but substring, this may work. This may work. Now let's try it. Let's try it. See how I try to solve this. Now let's go with string. Last letter, let's go like this. Okay. Now I have a name. If I use substring method, it's not only the way, just I wanted this. Okay. Now I know I learned substring. Let's scroll up. Where is it? Substring. Now let's check this part. If I say 0, 1, it brings the first index. Good. If I say just 3, starting from the third index until the end, good. What about if I say, if I know the last index of S, if I know the last index of S, then this is going to bring S, right? Okay. Like this. Let me copy it from here, scroll down, and put it here. I'm going to use this approach. I don't need 2 indexes, just I need 1. The last index I need. The last index. Last index is here, which means if you say name, here I have a name, but this doesn't represent the last index. I have to subtract 1. Now let's read this one. What we have. I'm saying that we have a string called name. I want to divide, I want a substring method, I want to use substring method, and I'm providing the last index. This is the last index of a string. In our case, I'm saying the last index of D. See, got it. It's done. Now, let me use system debug. And I want to see last letter. If it works, I'm expecting to see D, just D. Okay, here we are. Unexpected last letter, name, substring. Oh, I forget semicolon here. That was a problem. Sorry. Execute it. Debug. See, I got D. This is how we can use these methods. I got it. The last index of D, and this is called, my friends, dynamic coding. Dynamic one. Why? What does this mean? Now, if you want, let's delete this, all of them. Still, it's going to bring me the last index with D. See, same. It doesn't matter if I have a really long syntax or whatever I want here, it doesn't matter. Let's run it one more time. Still, it's working. And every time it's bringing me the last character of the string. Now, let me repeat one more time. This is called dynamic. And our purpose is to write dynamic codes. Okay? Now, let me repeat one more time. You could go like this. Let's delete this. Or let's delete all of them. Here. Now, I could say this, I want the last index, right? This is 0, 1, 2, and 3. I could go, instead of writing this name length, I could write 3 here. Then, if I make some changes on the string, like let's say, write something here, okay, no, this is not going to work anymore. I have to count one more time. I have to say, okay, 0th index, first, etc., 9th index or whatever. I have to change this to 9. See, I have to work a lot. But instead of that, I wrote a code, no matter what, or no matter the length of this string is, it doesn't matter. It's always going to bring me the last letter of this syntax or of this string. See, this is called dynamic coding. This is another approach, and this is really important. Okay, now what we learned, length, and also the relation between index and length. This is really important. We use this a lot, my friends. We use this a lot. Okay, that's all. Let's continue. Length is done also. Now index of. Index of. Let's go and find, let's use ChatGPT in Apex language. Apex. What is, or why we use, let's go, what is index of method? Here. Now, if you want, as I said, my friends, you can try to find index of method here, which is good. Here it is. This is the official website. It says, now, if you provide a substring, it's going to return an integer, and the parameters, which means substring, should be string. If you want to use index of, you have to provide a string here. It can be a letter, it can be a sentence, it can be a word. And this is going to return integer. And here is an example. I think you got it, right? You learned how to read this part. This is important. And also, if you want, for sure, you can go and use ChatGPT. Let's read it. This is the answer of, I don't know if it's accurate or not, because sometimes ChatGPT, is not good a source. It's not a good source. Okay. As of my last knowledge, updated in January, the Apex programming language, Salesforce, doesn't have a native index of method for strings. Actually, in official website, it has, right? Now it says main string, okay, index of substring, word. It says now, if you want to learn the substring or the index of word, here is an example. Yes, actually, it's working. Now let's go and write our own code. This is the example, but I will write my own example. Let's go with index of. Here it is. Okay. I think we had a sentence, right? Where is it? To be or not to be? Let's use this one. This is our sentence. I'll make this lowercase. Now, I want to find index of n or b, whatever you want. Let's go. I want the index of any letter. Can I do this? Yes. First, this is going to return an integer. I will go index of what? I don't know. Let's go index of b, lowercase b, okay? Now, I need this sentence, copy, and I have the method, this one, copy it from here and paste it here, comma. Now, this method needs a parameter, and the parameter should be a string. It can be a letter, or it can be just only a sentence. Now, I will say b. Let's run this, but I want to see system debug. Index of b. Here it is. Let's put comma, and I think I need t here. Let's run it. Check it. It says 3. Let's copy it from here and write it here. Okay, let's try. What's the index of b? Now, I have one b here. Second b is here, right? but I received only one. Now it counts 0th index, first, second, and third index. Found it. B is in third index. Good. What about the last one? No. When you use index of, this index of methods goes to the string and finds if we have for sure the first B and then returns with that one. Says, no, I found it. You have B on third index. That's all. What about the last? No. When this finds the index, this method stops there. Says, no, I found it. This doesn't check the rest. Okay, that's all. Okay, let's go and find a ladder which doesn't exist. Integer index of x. See, we don't have any x here, right? Let's say, okay, sentence index of, let's copy it. Now I'm checking if we have x. Let's see it. If we have x's, execute it. Now I got -1. What does -1 means? I'm checking the indexes, right? This should be an index number. But says -1. No, this cannot be an index because indexes starts from 0. When you see minus, which means this doesn't exist. We don't have any x in our string. When you see minus, this means you don't have any x in your string. Okay? Okay. Now let's continue. I want to check a word. Let's go with B. I want to check B or all, whatever. It's all up to us. Let's say not. Now I want to check the index of a sentence. Index of not. Okay. Can we find it? Yes. Here it is. Let's run this. Says, okay, your index, which starts with not, is at 9th index. See, this doesn't count that. It says, okay, it starts from 9th index and 10 and 11. This will not return 9, 10, and 11. This will say, okay, the first letter of not is at 9th index. And the rest, N-O-T, it's here. Okay, it's here. Now, this is called index of. If you want to make some filter, if you want to, find if you have a word, now you can go with this. There is no problem. And this has a twin brother. We say index, last index, sorry. Let's go here. Why I'm writing this? Last index of. We have twin brother. Now I'm going to use that one. I have the sentence. Here it is. Let's go. Let me cut it from here and paste it here. Now I'm going to use last index of. Also, this returns integer. Integer. And then I will say last index of what? B. I'm going to use the same approach. Okay, here it is. I have a sentence. Yes. I want to use last index of, copy it from here. Now, this needs a sentence or string as a parameter. I will go with B. Now, what's going to happen? Index of B starts from the beginning. Checks first letter, second, and finds it here. If you go with last index of, this is another approach, says it starts from the last one. Says, let's go backwards. Says, okay, B. When it finds B, stops there. Says, okay, I found B. And this is going to return a number which will be the index of last B in our sentence. Is it cool, my friends? This last index will start from back, start from last to the first. Let's go and try it. Execute it. Oh, I didn't use system debug. Let's go and find last index of B. Run it. Debug. Here, it says at 16th index, you have B. Same. Let's go and find 2. Let's go and find 2. I will use this one. Copy it from here. Paste it here. I will say last index of 2. Let's write 2 here. Try it. Is there a problem? No. Oh, I need to display, right? Otherwise, I will not be able to see. Execute it. Let's find it. Oh, I used index of. I used index of because of this. I received 0. Why? Because this is at 0th index. Sorry about that. I have to change this to last index of. Last index of. Control V. Let's use this. Okay, it's at 13th, my friends. This is coming from 13th. Now, except Derya, because in the morning class, I asked this question and Derya gave the answer. Other than Derya, I want my friends. Oh, Solmaz was there too, right? Fatih, Hala, and Mehmet. I'm asking you. Now, I want you to write a code to find if any letter in this code, in this string, is unique or no. Write a code if a letter is in the string and used only one time. We say unique. Please try to find a logic. I'm going to give you a letter, A, B, C, whatever. You will say, okay, please give me this letter. I'm going to find if it is in this syntax, is in this, sentence, and it's used only one time. Just think. Just think how you can find this. Is there any way you can find this one? I want you to think. If you find, please, you can unmute yourself and give the answer, or you can just text on Slack. Is there any way you can find? And the answer is here. I'm going to give you a letter. You will check it. You'll say, okay, this letter we have in our string, And also this is unique, which means you used only one time. Any answers? Okay, now it's time for Derya or Solmaz. How we can solve this problem, Derya or Solmaz? And both you can answer it if you want.
Last index and index of and last index of must be equal. At that time is unique.
Okay, I got this. Now I'm going to give you this sentence again. Here it is. You say, I'm going to write an integer. First appearance or first, let's go with first, just first is good. You say, now when you give me the letter, you want to use index of, here it is. Now let's assume I said B. The
No,
letter.
maybe here it's N, I think. N is unique, is this sentence, I think.
I'm just giving an example. Then
It's
we will
okay.
find.
Okay.
Okay, you said, I'm giving B. Is B unique? Do you have B in your sentence? I'm giving the example. You say, okay, now I have this. And also, I have another integer. Let's go with last. And you say, last index of B. Now, I'm asking, is B unique? Now, this is my question. Is B unique? Which means, do we have B in your sentence? And did we use only one time? You say, okay, I do this. Let's go system. This is manually we are doing. System debug. Let's check the first index. And you say, I can check the last index of B. Let's see it. Execute it. We don't have any sentence. Now I have to select this one, execute it. Now, this says the first index is 3, and the last index is, let's go here, 16, which means the first index of B is at the 3rd, the last index is at the 16th. Okay, now I'm going to change this letter. I will go with N. Let's go with N. Run the code one more time. Debug it. Oh, this is both 9. See, this is 9. And also, this is 9. Which means, if you count from beginning, you will find N at 9th index. If you start counting from back, still you will find at 9th index. Which means you have only one N in your string. This is called how to find a unique letter. Now, if you want, you can go with OR too. Not only a letter, we can go with a word too. See, this is how we use. You may ask, why do we need this? Yes, you don't need this at all. Just I'm trying to help you to create your coding logic. Yesterday, I tried to mention this. Now, you need, let me give you this example one more time. We are like architects. I'm saying I have a land here. Yes, please, I want to create a building. Architect says, okay, let me think. They start thinking. Everything is in their mind. They say, okay, I want to create a building which is in this shape, right? and then I'm going to put heating system here and all electrical systems here, there. Nothing is here, but everything is in their mind. And then they start, printing it with, say, blueprint. That's the thing. Now, I'm giving you a task. I say that please write a code that finds if the ladder is unique or not. Now you start thinking. You say, okay, how can I find this? And then you start, okay, I have index of, I have last index of, and then if these are equal, which means it's unique. Now that's the thing I'm saying. This is the thing, you have to find your way. Okay, that is one thing I wanted you to know. And also, this is only one approach. If you, push a little bit, I can find another way with, I don't know which one, maybe with split. I can find it. It's all up to me. Or let's say substring. Can I find it? Maybe, who knows? I can find lots of ways to accomplish this task, but this is the easiest way. Okay, it's enough, I think. Let's proceed because I want to finish. At least I want to find this two. Okay, these are all done. Let's copy and paste it here. What we have? We have remove and contains and equals and replace. Okay, now replace and remove. Let's go with remove. As name suggests, we are going to remove a part from syntax or from string. Let's go and find remove. Sorry. It says you have a remove. Let's alt up. It says, oh, remove, ignore cases. Remove and remove. Oh, we have lots of remove methods. Now, if you scroll up, let's go up. I will try to find remove here. Okay. Where is it? It's almost here. Let's go a little bit up here. We have remove. We have remove and remove ignore case, remove start ignore case. See, when you learn remove, we have lots of approaches. According to our case or according to our test, we can use one of them. But let's go with the simple one. I'm going to click remove. Here it is. It says, now let's copy this part because it's really nice. Let me copy it from here, paste it here. Let's make it a little bit nice looking. Okay, I have a sentence, Salesforce and force.com. Says, please, I want to remove force. Good. Let's see system, debug. And I want to see S2. What's the outcome? Let's run this code. Here we are. Debug it. Okay. Copy and put it here. The outcome is, my friends, as you see, I used to have force. I said, please remove force from my string. Now it's gone. This is easy. Now you can remove any part from your sentence. Good. This is called remove. We have replace. Let's go and find replace. If you want, you can go with ChatGPT. In Apex language, Can you give me an example for remove method? Here, I want to go with this. It says, okay. I think replace, right? It says, okay, this is the method. If you want, you can go and have it, okay? Or let's go and find replace, okay? It says, okay, I need a target and replacement. What does this mean? Now, I don't want to go with this part because it's a little bit, tricky. I will say, let's check this one. Let's get to this replace. I'm going to give the example. I will go with the same approach. I have a string. Okay. Now, I want to replace force with x's. Instead of force, I will write x here. Can I do this? Yes. I'm going to replace force with x. Here it is. I will say string. Let's go with last. I have a string which is s1. Please replace a part or a part of the syntax. I want you to replace force with x's. Now, what I said, please go, I have a string, go find forces in this string. Instead of force, write x. Let's see the outcome. System debug. I want to see the last part. Okay, let's execute it. Select it here. See, I have replaced. This is the outcome. Is it good? Now, as you see, remove and replace. Good. Now, I want you to have same outcome, but please, instead of using remove, use replace. What I mean? I want this sentence, which is here, write some code. You should have this one. But instead of remove, please use replace method. Let me share this code with you. Just you are going to update one part and post it back. You got the test, right? We have remove method, which is working fine. But I want the same outcome. Instead of remove, I want you to use replace. But outcome will be same, should be same. I'm waiting the answers. Yep, that's all. Mehmet, thank you so much. Mehmet says, here we have this part. Instead of x, I will say nothing. Don't put anything. Let's run this. Here, I have the same outcome. You are getting my point, right? We have the same outcome. See? I said, I have a sentence. I want you to remove force from here. We have replace method and done. See, I have a task. You can use either remove method or replace method. When you start, writing some code, then you will realize that there is not only one way. You can find as many as you can. Now, if you, push me, I can write this code with using other methods. Now, I can say, this is another approach. Please find index of force. Then I can use split method. I can say, please split this one according to forces and then combine it. I have lots of methods, my friends. I can do it. I can easily do it. Okay, now I think we have time. I'm going to do the same thing with split method. How? Here it is. I have this one. Okay. Now but it's going to take time. Okay, this is a homework. This will be homework. Just I want you to practice. Use split method. Okay. I want you to find the same outcome. This should be like this. But instead of remove or replace, please use split. Just to practice. Just to practice. I think we are almost done, my friends. Replace is gone. And also remove is done. We have a few rest, but I think we don't have enough time. Just I want to show you replace method. Tomorrow we'll continue with this. Okay, let's go with replace all. It says you need regex. Oh, what is this? You learned why you were learning formula. You learned regex, but tomorrow I will try my best to explain regex to you. Okay, and this is another approach. It's not that hard, but tomorrow you will learn it. Okay, now we have contains ignore case equals, this is important. It's for tomorrow, and replace all methods because we don't have that much time. We will continue tomorrow. I think it's going to take 1 hour or less, and then I will continue with math class tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll continue with math class, and I'll be happy to answer your questions if you have. Tomorrow at the beginning of session, I'm going to ask you that if you have any question. If you have, please ask at the beginning of session, then I will try my best to explain it. But I want to give you an example. This is an important one, my friends. Actually, this is my experience. Really important. This is really important. What I have, this is my experience. I used to be a high school teacher, and in my country, we have a university entrance exam. Now, I had a really smart student. He was really, really smart. And I was his physics teacher. I was trying to explain the topic, and I was solving some questions. And I know he was getting all of them because he was really smart. He got everything. I said, okay. Now I gave him lots of homeworks. I said, okay, please go to your home, and here are 20 questions. Solve this one. After a day or a week, I usually check their homework. I say, okay, now, did you finish your homework? Mostly, I will say maybe 90%. He says, yes, it's done. I have solved all questions. But unfortunately, in the exams, I saw him, let's assume that I asked him 10 questions. He was just answering 3 of them. I was really curious. No, I knew he was really smart. While I was explaining the question or the topic, he mostly, was understanding the question or understanding the topic, which was really nice. And when I gave him homework, he was doing all of them, but unfortunately in the exam, he was doing not good. And I called his parents. I said, please, can you come? And they came here. And they said, this is the outcome. I was expecting him to solve at least 8 of 10 questions, but unfortunately he was doing 3. And they said, oh, how come? We have a private teacher. When you finish your session, when you teach a new topic, this private teacher comes to our home and explains the questions you gave him. Yeah, see? Now, he had a private teacher. This teacher was explaining the questions to him, and he was getting that one too, which means everything was working perfect. But unfortunately, this is the thing, my friends, I want you to learn. Now, at the end of our session, this student was expecting to become a doctor, but unfortunately, he lost that chance and he needed to study 1 more year. Now, this was the problem. I don't want you to do this. Now, instead of getting a private teacher and asking him to solve this 20 question, he should do by himself. If my student, wanted to improve his skill, he should make mistakes. Now, this is the thing. Think that it's for you, my friends. Now, I tried to teach you a topic. I gave you 10 questions, or you found, on web. Now, you should try by yourself, and then mostly you will solve 5 of them, but the rest 5 you will not be able to solve. You will not understand this part. You will make some mistakes, but you are studying by your own. And then now you have questions. You say, okay, I have 10 questions. I solved 5 of them, but unfortunately, I was not able to solve this 5. You taught a lot. You said, okay, let's make researches, but unfortunately, you couldn't find. Now it's time to ask your teacher or your friend. You should say, okay, I have a question. Now it's time to learn this one. If you do this, then you will understand everything. Otherwise, if you say, okay, I found 10 questions. Please, teacher, can you explain me all of them? At the end of this, you will get nothing. Believe me, you will not learn anything. Even I explain all of them to you. This is not good approach. Please, you need self-study. Okay? That's the thing you have to do. Otherwise, in a month, we will finish Apex. And then I'm going to ask you, did you learn anything? You say, yes, I learned. But when I ask you a question, most likely you will say, oh, I don't know anything. I don't have any idea where to start, how to start. This is not good. That's all for today. Thank you for coming. Tomorrow we'll continue with the rest of string methods, and also we'll have our math class like this. Okay, thank you so much. So much. Let's finish the session, then you can share your screen and ask your questions, okay? Okay, any question other than Solmaz? Is everything cool, my friends? Let's finish the session.